Coming up on this episode of Falmouth in Focus, we have the highlights and stories behind this year's New Balance Falmouth Road Race. We take a look at the new solar array in town. We learn about a way Falmouth is making its beaches accessible to all. And Troy brings us his take on a historic location in town. All this and much more on this edition of Falmouth in Focus.
Hello and thank you for watching Falmouth in Focus, FCTV's current affairs program. I'm Liz Lerner, the Membership and Outreach Coordinator for FCTV. We start this episode with information regarding the upcoming special election that will fill a vacancy on the Board of Selectmen. It will be held on Thursday, September 8th, the same day as the state primary election. In addition to that Board of Selectmen spot, the following offices will appear on the primary ballot: Representative in Congress, Governor's Council, State Senator, State Representative, County Commissioner, and Sheriff. Stay tuned to Public Channel 13 for live election coverage. The T-Ticket Elementary School will be temporarily closed due to asbestos removal, and its students and staff will be redistributed to other locations in town. Pre-K, kindergarten, grade 1, and the therapeutic intervention program will be at East Falmouth Elementary, and grades 2, 3, and 4 will be at the Morse Pond School. More information as it becomes available can be found on the school department's website at falmouth.k12.ma.us. Perhaps the biggest event in town, the Falmouth Road Race had another successful year. FCTV covered Road Race weekend from the expo to the finish line. Here's a look at some of the highlights.
It's the 40th anniversary of my first win here. Well, actually, I was just happy to start the race today. I had a knee issue crop up midweek all of a sudden out of the blue, and I sort of limped into the press conference on Friday with the hopes of just being able to run, and I wasn't sure I'd be able to do so, but I got some help and was able to run, and was off the mark a little bit, but to still be able to run under 7 minutes for the entire length of the course, 7 miles, is something I'll try to keep going for a few more years.
Today, I'm happy today because I won. I want to thank God because He gave me victory today to win this race. It was my first time, but I thank God and my coach, and my family. Thank you.
Falmouth is really good. People are very nice, familiar stuff, very nice people. Spectators are so nice, cheering for us from the beginning until the end. So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed being here. It's beautiful here too.
Just training a lot and going on the track and stuff, because I love racing.
She has fun with it. It's exercise for her. It gets her out. She's on a track team, the Jersey Navigators, and she loves doing that. She went to the Nationals this summer with the team, and she competed in the U11 division, and she did super. She finished second and third in all her events. But yeah, she did great.
My dad said it before, and I'm training for soccer for school, so I thought it would be a really good way to prepare for that. I've been training, so I hope my first one's pretty good. I have a lot of family here cheering us on too.
Actually, I enjoyed every step of it. It was this is probably the most enjoyable year for me personally. Enjoyed the breeze, enjoyed the sun, enjoyed the crowd, enjoyed everything.
Stay tuned for more in-depth stories about some of the runners later in the show. Falmouth's new solar array at the town landfill is under construction. Here are the details about how it works and who it will benefit.
Hi, I'm Jim Fox. I'm on the EDIC, the Economic and Development Corporation, Industrial Corporation for the town. We've been working on this landfill project for about 5 years. It started off with a memorandum of understanding so we could study it. The selectmen gave us the time to do it. We evaluated all other kinds of uses, and we came up with the solar project. It's solar on the landfill. We developed specifications for it, put it out to bid. It was a competitively bid project, and Citizens Energy was the best bidder that we had. Citizens Energy is owned by Joseph Kennedy, and they take a lot of their profits from this and turn it back into donations to help people with their energy problems. So we thought it was the best possible solution for us. On top of giving the town a $700,000 a year benefit for the next 20 years. There's going to be over 12,000 solar panels on this site. This first phase, phase 1, is a 4-megawatt system that's going to supply the town with an awful lot of energy, and then we have the ability to expand it for another 2. These, as you can see, it's set on the landfill with no penetration of the landfill at all. These specially designed footings here are designed to set right on top of the dirt with no digging at all. They're put into place, and there'll be over 12,000 solar panels when the project is done. This, what you see here, is phase 1. This is right at the edge of the landfill. You can see the entire landfill is outlined with those barriers right there. And the project, we started about 2 weeks ago, and within, by the end of this month, the solar panels should be going in place, and we should have total, ultimately, total finish will be sometime in November, but effectively we should be finished in late October for some of the processes. The final connection, reconnecting to N-Star, won't be finished until the end of the year.
Thank you to FCTV's Jeff Wyman for that piece. It's time now for 3 Things from Town Hall, FCTV's condensed version of the takeaways from recent municipal meetings. Selections are chosen based on community impact.
The Board of Selectmen announced that they are abandoning pursuing the Coonamessett Inn as a potential site for the senior center.
The Board of Selectmen has decided not to pursue further negotiations for the purchase of the Coonamessett Inn. After considering all the information that we have at hand, we have determined it is not in the best interest of the town to go forward with the Coonamessett Inn as an option for the senior center. The question will remain on the ballot, but it is likely that the Department of Revenue would declare the question invalid due to the lack of a dollar figure being associated with that question, even if it did pass.
The Selectmen also heard a presentation on other possible sites for the senior center.
Costs are expressed as the total project cost, so that's not just the construction costs, that's the construction costs plus the soft costs that go into constructing the project. From a building perspective, the high school on Site 2, which is the Brick Kiln Road site, it has a slightly larger cost because it has a 2,500-foot sewer line to get from Brick Kiln Road to the pump station that is on the high school property. So Site 4 is here on the north part of the property. This is Gifford Street extension of the high school. This is Brick Kiln Road. So we have Site 2. Site 3 is at the field hockey fields. Site 4 is there in the undeveloped area.
Ray Jack gave his monthly report regarding the status of the Little Pond project and the wastewater treatment facility.
So within the blue circle is where the activity is now, because everything on the southern portion of Mara Vista is already done. The yellow represents the mains have been installed. The blue represents that each property has a service line going to the property already. And so this is what they completed up till now. This is a larger aerial shot that we had back in June. And then here we are today. Not quite as far back, but I think you can see that there was substantial progress overall on the project.
The town manager discussed the option of creating a community services department.
This proposed community services department, we've talked about somewhat in the past. Again, it could potentially include those departments noted. It would not be created to eliminate any department at all. It just would create an umbrella structure that would facilitate enhanced organization. These departments do not all have to be in the same building, nor are they in the same building. But many of them have connections one with the other. Not all, but many do. Human Services, Veteran Services, Senior Center, there's a lot of sharing there. Recreation and Beaches and others. There are inherent inefficiencies there because the town manager is only one person. So by spreading that throughout the town manager's office organization to include the assistant town manager in this case, it really strengthens the opportunity for those day-to-day connections.
To see the meetings in their entirety, check out FCTV's website and click on the Government Channel 15 link at fctv.org. The 47th Annual Cape Cod Scallop Festival is a 3-day event that will take place at the Cape Cod Fairgrounds later in September. FCTV sat down with the staff from Cape Cod Canal Chamber of Commerce to discuss this big event.
We've branded it again with a new name, and we've got all kinds of new activities and programs at the Cape Cod Scallop Fest, scheduled for September 23 through the 25th at the Cape Cod Fairgrounds in East Falmouth. This is our 3rd year of being there, and we really have kicked it up a notch this year.
We've added a second stage so that we hope to have entertainment of some sort happening on the stage, the main stage or the village stage, at all times. And we also are bringing in a different form of entertainment each day. So on Friday, we have Americana music. Saturday, Country Day. Sunday afternoon is all about tribute band. And on the village stage, which is going to be new this year, we have different entertainment coming in. We have kids group coming in. They're also going to put together an obstacle course, so families coming in can come in and do some tumbling and other exercises on the mat. I think it's going to be a great way for families to have an expanded amount of time and fun at the fest. We have the cornhole tournament, and we started that last year. That was one of the things we couldn't have done at the park, and so we really appreciate the Cape Cod Fairgrounds allowing us to expand on some of these activities.
We've got antique car show called Cruising out of Pembroke coming on Saturday. And then we've got the Falmouth Classic Car Club coming on Sunday, which is something new, again, that we're doing that's different. A lot of people would love to see antique cars, especially the kids. And I think a lot of you in Falmouth are familiar with the Falmouth Classic Car Club. There's also some shopping you can do. We have a professional arts and crafts show, so you can go through there and do some shopping, and basically it's just having a great fun day. And the Chamber's been involved with this for so many years. It is the Chamber's largest fundraiser, and of course it is about the scallops primarily, but if you don't like scallops, you can have chicken, and then we have a whole host of food vendors, and you can have salads and hamburgers or hot dogs. And we also have a raw bar, and we've got wine and beer garden, and something for everybody to enjoy. It takes about a week to set up for the whole festival, and the Barnstable County Sheriff's Department helps us with that. Every year they've been doing this.
And if you're part of the community and you like doing things as a community, we also have a lot of volunteer opportunities. And so we encourage people, families come out together, teams from employers come out together, or just a bunch of friends. If you want to go out, spend a couple of hours making a difference in the community. I mean, we do give back to the community as well through our scholarship fund and things like that. And so this just really helps to pull a whole event together, and we have a lot of fun doing it. And new this year, any volunteer that comes out gets a free, what we're calling our swag bag, and so there'll be some goodies in there for every volunteer to get.
Right, and we have about 600 volunteers, and though we couldn't do it without them, right? So again, we appreciate you taking a look at us at the Cape Cod Scallop Fest at Route 151 at the Cape Cod Fairgrounds. It's September 23, 24, 25, and it goes from 11 to 8 on Friday and Saturday and 11 to 6 on Sunday. Check us out online. It's CapeCodScallopFest.com, and check us out.
Thank you to FCTV's Alan Russell for that piece. Let's now take a look at our calendar segment, a brief look at some upcoming local events in the coming weeks. The Cranberry Cluster Dog Show will take place at the Cape Cod Fairgrounds September 15th through the 17th. This all-breed dog show and obedience rally and trials is open to the public for an admittance fee. The show hours are 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. each day. The 5th Annual Wounded Warrior Soldier Ride will come through Falmouth on Thursday, September 22nd this year. Come cheer on riders as they travel along the Shining Sea Bikeway from North Falmouth to Woods Hole and back again. The Open Doorway's 2nd Annual Cape Cod Run for Recovery Relay Race will take place on Saturday, September 24th, starting in Bourne and passing through Falmouth on its way to Provincetown. The mission of the race is to help raise awareness about the opioid epidemic on Cape Cod and to unite the Cape Cod communities on supporting recovery. And here at FCTV, we welcome a new artist for the month of September. Artwork by Ann Tori Ballou will be on display at the Mazer Gallery at Falmouth Community Television until September 29th. Her show entitled Iceland and Other Works features paintings from a recent trip and local landscapes from Falmouth that capture the light, color, emotion, and energy of her subjects. We're going to take a quick break to learn about an adoptable dog from Friends of Falmouth Dogs, but when we return, we'll go in depth with some of the racers running for nonprofits in the Falmouth Road Race and a local program that aims to keep our beaches inclusive. Stay with us.
Flash is a male beagle who's around 6 years old. He's not been with us long, so we're still learning about him. We do know he's energetic and likes to go for walks. Flash needs a home with adults only or one with older children. Beagles are known for following scents when on walks, so can quickly go from a standstill, sniffing, to a run, so the person on the other end of the leash will need to be prepared. The breed can be stubborn and can bay and howl. It is also known for being friendly, easy to groom, and great size. For more information about Flash, please visit the Friends of Falmouth Dogs website at friendsoffalmouthdogs.org.
Welcome back. The New Balance Falmouth Road Race Numbers for Nonprofits program works with 112 groups and has more than 2,400 runners participating. Last year, they raised $3.4 million for Massachusetts-based charities. The Falmouth Service Center is just one of the organizations participating. We spoke with Karen Delaney, the deputy director, and Joe Elia, one of the local racers raising money, about this fundraising program. You could say that Joe Elia's day job as chef at Baron Boots Gastropub in downtown Falmouth pairs perfectly with one of the Falmouth Service Center's main offerings, providing fresh and local food to the community, which is why running to raise money for the nonprofit seems natural.
Being a chef in the area, you know how important it is to have a well-balanced diet and, they're above and beyond making sure nobody goes hungry in the town.
But you'd be missing one point. Joe, like many locals, hit a rough patch and had used the Service Center's services before.
I was a young parent at one point, married, me and my wife had hard times, and we relied on the Service Center to help us out. My mom was a single mom at one point with 2 kids. In the town of Falmouth, they had a Service Center then at that place that helped her out. I still have family members currently that use the Service Center in times that they are hard on. So, it's a great source for people. They've helped my family out tremendously. They've helped friends of mine out all the time when they need help. So anything I can do to give back to the community and help them out.
Joe's used social media via his personal page and the restaurant's page for outreach to raise money for the Service Center's many programs.
The mission of the Falmouth Service Center is to ease stress and help our neighbors in need. And by doing that, we have partnerships with other agencies, other nonprofits, and people in the community. And what we do here, we have about 14 different programs here at the Falmouth Service Center.
Just some of the programs they offer include their food pantry, a clothing room, fuel assistance, home delivery for seniors who are unable to get there, and programs from the Falmouth Public Schools, like their Fresh Market and a back-to-school program. The Service Center has been involved in the Road Race's Number for Nonprofits program for about 5 years.
And each year it's grown a little bit. The first year I believe we only had 3 runners, and then the next year we had about 5 runners, and each year we've grown a little bit more. Last year we made $13,000 for the Falmouth Service Center through the Numbers for Nonprofits program. So it's become just a vital source of revenue for us. And with the monies raised by our runners, we're able to purchase more healthy foods, more fruits and vegetables for the pantry, and many of the healthy food, low sodium options that you see here in the pantry.
It's those thoughts that got Joe, and likely others, through that hilly and hot 7 miles. Awareness of the individuals that they're helping.
It's not an easy race. The beginning part I think is the worst, with the hills and going through the woods and didn't get to Surf Drive Beach and the sun's beating down on you, but deep and you realize why you're doing it, you get through it, and you realize in the end it's a good cause, and you're not just going to help one person, but you're going to help hundreds of people and help many families by doing this.
I have personally volunteered at the finish line for the last several years, and it's just very rewarding to see the Falmouth Service Center runners coming across the finish line. It's an incredible feeling of support, knowing that we have the support out in the community.
Joe was able to raise over $1,000 for the Service Center during this year's run. Spalding Rehabilitation Hospital of Cape Cod is another local nonprofit who took part in the Numbers for Nonprofits program. Here, FCTV speaks with staff and runners about their involvement.
Spalding Rehab Cape Cod has been here since 1995, and our mission is really to serve the residents of the Cape and Islands in southeastern Massachusetts who are recovering from illness, injury, or disability. So it may be that something traumatic has happened and they need our services, or they may have, lingering sports-related injuries, and they can be served either in our inpatient program for folks who actually need to be in a hospital as they recover from what event happened, or in our 5 outpatient locations, where we treat really all ages of individuals with any disability or condition at all that needs some physical, occupational, speech-language pathology to help them get back on track and back to doing the things that they love and leading a full life.
I'm running for my good family friend who got in a ski accident up in Canada and came down to Boston and was treated at Spalding Rehab and is now walking again and is an inspiration.
So I am running for Spalding because I've been working here for a year and a half. I love the organization. I see every day all of the great things that we do for our patients, and I really wanted to give back, and that was really important to me to raise money to help, get new equipment and help with program development and just continue to provide the best patient care possible. I'm really excited. It's a great crowd. It's a really positive and fun atmosphere throughout. There's so many people cheering you on. Last year was really hot, so I feel like if I survived last year, I can I can do it at any time.
Thank you to FCTV's Ryan Weber for that piece. While Spalding is here on the Cape to help rehabilitate individuals, the Falmouth Beach Department is making sure individuals who are differently abled are able to access our beaches with their beach wheelchair program.
Probably about 15 years ago, I stopped being able to swim. Probably even more than that. And one of my greatest joys in life is swimming. Going in the water, going in the waves, whatever. And when we moved to, we lived in the north of Boston for a while, and I had read about beach wheelchairs, and I got one on eBay, and I was thrilled. So when we went to Maine, I'd get in the beach wheelchair and just sit in the sun and have somebody push me into the water, but it couldn't float. When we moved down here, they had the pontoon-armed beach chairs, Moby beach chairs, surf chairs, and what a revelation! It allowed me to go into water, it allowed me to float on a calm sea. It was wonderful. I could just float, and it felt so empowering. It was wonderful.
We will deliver a chair to any beach. We have a log book where people can reserve the chair, time, and the place. And like I say, some of these chairs where we don't have a building, we have to bring them to the beach. And our staff guards will put one in a truck and deliver it. People that haven't had a swim for 10 years, all of a sudden they're able to go swimming in their own way, and it's very enlightening, very happy.
All of the lifeguards have been phenomenal. I mean, I'm not the lightest thing in the world, and they'll pick me up and plunk me in the chair, and I'm off. So I've gone with my daughters and friends, and it's just easy, and they make it very easy. And you can generally reserve a chair, no problem. They take it to the beach you want to go to, and it's a wonderful experience. It was such a great gift to the Falmouth beaches to have these chairs. A lot of people weren't aware that they existed until they happened upon them down here, and I'm sure they're enjoying them as much as I have. So I really do appreciate them donating the chairs.
Thank you to FCTV's Michael Sperling for that piece. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, Troy joins us for his take at a historic location down in Woods Hole. Welcome back. This episode, Troy gives us his take on restoration efforts that are happening at the Church of the Messiah in Woods Hole.
Thanks, Liz. I'm standing here at the Church of the Messiah in Woods Hole, a fixture in the Woods Hole community for more than 175 years. But you know what's funny? This iconic building behind me that many folks recognize is the new church on the property. It's only been here for about 110 years. Well, the members of the congregation are now dedicated to fixing up the original church building that has been here for all of those 175 years, and they're committed to continuing to be a rich and vibrant member of the Woods Hole and the Falmouth communities. So you've undertaken this wonderful project of conversion, really, which is, I guess, an appropriate term for a church.
Absolutely.
You're converting a physical asset to a financial asset.
Absolutely, absolutely. In terms of selling Fisher House, that's exactly what we're doing. And using the money to go to an endowment in terms of the church's ministry now and going forward for generations to come.
So now, all the rich history on this site, this house behind us that is the subject of your fundraising and construction efforts has been here on the property since before the Civil War, 1852, Terry.
Yes, exactly. And it's gone through many reiterations of what the building was used for. It was the original first church. It also housed the exchange, which was used to pay off the mortgage for Fisher House. It was basically a wonderful thrift shop. I used to call it Grandma's Attic. And you could always find something fun in here. And then when that purpose went by, it was converted to our church school. And now it was also used to rent out for fisheries, used it for office buildings upstairs. So it's had a very rich and varied life history here, but now we're ready for our new phase and moving over here.
Now, of course, other than maybe Novska Light, the church itself is one of the more iconic symbols of the Woods Hole community. It's been here certainly longer than all of us put together, and really is a strong symbol of a vibrant village. This building is a little less well known, but really precedes the church and has a rich history.
It certainly does. And I think that it is terribly important for the generations to come. I think of my grandchildren who were all baptized here, and I want these buildings to be there for them later in their lives when they want to come back. And we're also looking at this as not just as an asset for the church, but also for the Woods Hole community. The Woods Hole community and people in Falmouth use Fisher House for receptions, for gatherings, for classes, and we want to be able to continue that opportunity for Woods Hole community as well as our parishioners.
So boy, if these trees could talk. They were planted here on this spot after the original church building was moved down the hill to make way for building the stone church. And they really now stand as a symbol of the rich history of the Church of the Messiah. They also stand as a symbol of the dedication of the people in this congregation. And as the roots of the Church of the Messiah have sprouted throughout our community, so have the roots of these majestic trees. And the people here now hope that the new roots that they're planting with the new building phase and their new operations will continue to sprout roots in this community for generations to come. It's organizations like this and people in this organization are part of what makes the Church of the Messiah such a shining tile in the mosaic of Falmouth. I'm Falmouth Enterprise columnist Troy Clarkson, and that is my take. From here in lovely Woods Hole, back to you, Liz.
Thank you, Troy. We're always thrilled to see residents use their smartphones to record images around town, just like Troy did, and we want your input too. Become a part of Falmouth in Focus and send us your photos and videos to liz@fctv.org or use the hashtag MyFalmouth and Falmouth in Focus to be featured on the show. Thank you to our most recent contributors. We're going to end this episode with footage from the SBLI Family Fun Run that took place during the Falmouth Road Race weekend. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Falmouth in Focus. We'll see you next time.